92-year-old Dort Gere describes herself as
an old gal that pretty much does what she wants to.
And what she wants to do these days is stay put. The term assisted living facility isn't part of Dort's vocabulary, and her only stint in a senior care center didn't exactly go well. A few years ago, after a lengthy hospitalization, Dort was transferred to a local nursing home. She stayed less than a week.
I just did not like, I guess I didn't like any part of it. And a friend came to see me, to visit me, and I just said, I'm going home, take me home. And she said, I'll do that. They said, you can't go, and I said, watch me.
Since then, Dort's eyesight has gotten worse, and it's become much harder for her to get around. But she's still in her home, the place she and her husband bought in 1954, the place where they lived together until he passed away 10 years ago.
As long as I can survive it, I'm going to stay where I'm at.
Dort resides in rural Bertha, in the northern part of Todd County. It's here, in what she calls the boonies, that she feels most comfortable.
I like the open air, and my husband said, you and your trees, because most of the trees that you see around the house anyway, I planted them at one time or another. Well, I've planted, he helped me. The two of us planted them. But I planted a lot of them by myself too, I guess, come to tell you the truth.
Life is a bit different now.
Can't go out and dig in the dirt. Can't get up and down. I can't get myself down unless I fall down. You don't want to get old if you can avoid it.
Dort has a valid driver's license and a dependable car. But as far as actual driving is concerned,
I cannot see what I should be able to see on the road. This old cookie is not going to be driving unless she absolutely has to.
So when Dort needs to get to her twice-weekly dialysis appointments, she relies on one of the county's volunteer drivers. For 10 cents a mile, Todd County senior citizens can receive transportation to medical clinics or social service agencies. It's a program that, years ago, Dort helped start. When her days weren't filled with dialysis, Dort was known as the warhorse of the local volunteer community. She was advocating for senior services long before she became a senior herself. Over the last 40 years, she's served as everything from American Legion Auxiliary Officer to County Coordinator for Aging Services. She set up foot clinics for the elderly and championed the need for senior gathering spots back when there were none.
In fact, I wrote the check that paid for the first senior center in Bertha. Gosh, if people didn't volunteer, a lot of things wouldn't get done.
Dort says she's proud of the way Todd County supports its aging citizens, even though she's not always up for taking advantage of that support.
They sent me a home health aide, a couple times a week, but I didn't see any point. And they come to give me a bath. Well, I can give myself a bath. I don't need them. There might come a time when I can't, but right now I don't need them.
Hours of dialysis may not be the ideal way to spend one's afternoons, but medical appointments are among the few social outings Dort gets these days.
I've been pretty much stuck at home.
Years ago, Dort would have walked on over to a neighbor's for afternoon tea, but the tight-knit community of farmers she once cherished simply doesn't exist anymore.
All of the neighbors, all the way around me, are dead. I did not ever expect to be this old, really. Because people that I knew there were very few that lived that long.
Sociologists say seniors who stay in their own homes are happier than those in nursing facilities. But that doesn't mean their lives are always easy.
I do miss some of the things. I used to go and play cards I love to play cards. And I play all kinds. I miss that.
These days, she mostly plays solitaire. But the way Dort sees it, being able to do that at her own kitchen table, in her own house, that's really all that matters.
I know that they're good, two of them in the nursing home, and do what they can do, but it's not the same. It's not the same as being home.